everybody.
So, Village Survival Season 2, Episode 5. And for this one, it is going to be the final of Village Survival, Episode 5 and Episode 6.
Yes.
And they have the guest Song Nang from A-Pink joining them for the final. And it is just like how it was before Youngwoo Momoland left. She picked the next person to hide the money.
Yep.
And Jae-suk has made a statement to them that this time is going to be more hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Yes. It looks like the clues are not really making sense, like by
all
themselves.
Over the place.
And it's almost like some of them were pretty obvious when you match it up, but some of the other was like, what?
Yeah. So we'll start off with the hints. They do get to pick the hints immediately, and some of them were given like double hints immediately from the beginning and stuff like that.
Right.
So, and then they go on, they play a game and they get hints. But the 8 hints are, the first one, it is a paper with Hari from Girls' Day. She's on there. Her face is on there. And the second one is a pill box with pills in there.
Yeah.
And then the third one is a phone again. And then the fourth one is a letter in an envelope. And then the fifth one is CD, like a CD case of CDs. And then the sixth one is a puppet alligator. And then the seventh one is the puzzle. It's a puzzle. And the 8th one is like this paper with writings on there.
Yep.
So for this time, Jae-suk said to them that, they're always running off to go find hints and stuff like that. So Jae-suk wants them to stick around while they make lunch and play game. And he's going to do head counts. He's going to make sure everybody is there. So for the first episodes for this final one, we barely get to see a lot of the hints like usual.
Yeah, Jae-suk decided he cracked down big time on when you can go search and when you can't. Now, if you are able to sneak out before he catches you, then there's not that much you can do at that point. But it almost seems like the PDs are trying to really structurize the show where, they're only allowed to do this at a certain time. They have to do this at a certain time. So it's like what Jae-suk said, this isn't Running Man where you can go wherever the heck you want and manipulate the rules and stuff and hide the rules and steal each other's clues. No, like they're very strict, but it almost looks like they're becoming more strict. They're starting to figure out that's what these guys are doing during this and this time. So you know what? Let's tell Jae-suk, and Jae-suk won't let them do it anymore. So it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I think that because you have to have a structure, for the show, and so without it, it almost is just another Running Man show.
Yeah.
Especially because it's the same PD.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jae-suk put a little bit more structure in it, and it actually was good because you got to see them interact more.
Yeah.
They actually hung around and talked to each other.
Yeah.
Rather than just 3 people cook and everybody else disappears and goes look for clues.
So the first thing they do when they arrive is make lunch. And Jae-suk said instead of sending something off to get ingredients to fish and stuff like that, Jae-suk is just going to split them into 2 teams. 3 people are going to go to the fish market and buy the fishes the ingredients they need, and the rest is going to stay home and cook, and Jae-suk is going to keep an eye on them.
Right.
So he sent Sok-hang, Chang Dong-young, and Nambi out to the fish market, and the rest was with him cooking, and he had a little interact with them, and he's always constantly head counting. So Ki-young took on, he's like, Ki-young, where'd you go? He goes, oh, I'm checking on the rice. And he was like, nah, get here. She goes, there. And they try to do all these things,
right.
But they couldn't get away. But Soo-young, being sly, she got away to go solve her hint. And then we get what her hint is. It's the blue envelope. There you go. The blue envelope is it's a letter. It's when she pulls it out, it's a letter from the previous season, Solgi, a letter from Solgi. Right. That Solgi is doing fine and all this stuff like that. And so she's walking around and she's trying to match colors to the blue envelope, and then she stumbled upon a box sitting randomly there with the lock, which is blue, and then she was able to decode it and open the box, and inside was 5 of those like Chinese coins stacked on top of each other like the Olympic.
So it looks like the Olympic symbol or the
something
it was,
like that.
Yeah, it was like the Olympic symbol, so it's like 3 on the bottom and 2 on top.
Yeah. But they were really like the Olympic symbol. They were like in the Chinese coin, with the little square in between with Chinese writing on it. So that's what she got. And then she had to like run back and cook. And then the market team, they went shopping and they bought all sorts of variety fish. And then So Kang and Do Young comes back to the car to put the food away, and they spotted a hint in the back of the van, and they're like, "Oh, let's take a picture of it." And So Kang goes, "Don't tell Do Young Nuna," and she goes, "I'm Do Young." He goes, "What's her name again?" That one Nuna.
He forgot Dumby's name, but. They found a clue and they didn't tell Dumby, but then they
don't know what it is.
They don't know what it's for. It was really confusing. It's like a picture
of math symbol signs,
and has like
carrots, donuts on there, and it's like little kid stuff.
Yeah, so it's a little weird.
Yeah.
They didn't understand it.
They just took a picture.
So they just took a picture and took off. Then those 3 went and bought food to eat, and that's why they were late back. But the cooking team, like because they had to cook, then they got a lot more like interaction and funny things that happened. They
had some funny things with Sanho not knowing how to use the portable stove. He kept touching his feet, and he went to chop.
Jason's face was like, "Ugh, what are you doing?"
Ki-young and Nang didn't wash the oysters before putting
it threw it in there
into the rice.
And then they ended up not even using it.
I know.
Because it smelled.
No, it made the food refreshing already, like the rice.
Right, but then
they're supposed to make fried rice with it. Right. But because with the oyster cooking with the rice, it gave the rice a flavor already, so they chose not to do fried rice that's what happened.
So Sanho was like, so
let's not make it.
We're not making fried rice anymore. Tell it to the camera. Turns around. We're not making that rice anymore. But Naeun, obviously she tried to get away and she failed. But JC they're nice and they let her go. But she had gone and her clue, her hint was a puzzle pieces, and she put it together, and it was a picture of the dock area that the members were at when they first started the episode, and so where they introduced themselves. So she went over there by the dock, and over the ledge, there was a string that was tied to this kind of like bin. When she pulled it up, there was a picture. And the picture, it was just a picture that half of it was kind of like gone. But it was a picture of someone. But then you can tell that it was a full picture that they just cut off.
Yeah, they just cut off. Yeah. So the picture was a lady, Im Ji-nin it was a picture of her when she was young. Right. She's an actress now, and she's an older actress. I'm pretty sure some of you have seen her. She plays in like dramas, but she's like the mom basically, now, because she's older now. And so it was her. And Nan goes, "Is it related to me because I acted in a drama with her?" Right. Yeah. So that's what her hint was.
That could be a hint also about who got the money. Yeah. Like, think about it, guys. The fact that she immediately referred the hint to herself. Kind of for me, like I took it as okay. If Yeonwoo picked the guest, then maybe she got it, because typically people look at they look at these hints and they're not like, oh, does it have something to do with me? Like they don't say that. They're always like, oh, what's this supposed to be about?
Yeah, who's related to this person?
But she looked at it and was like, is it related to me? So I think there's a chance that she got the money.
Yeah.
And she's hiding it. And because, obviously, I'm pretty sure the PDs worked really hard with her to figure out a place to hide it really well. Yeah. Then...
the market team comes back with the fish, and like they're all like joking and they're all like denying that they didn't eat anything, and then Soo-young goes, "Nambi Unni, you have chili powder on your teeth," and she goes, I was tasting these other ingredient. That's all. And then there's just like, oh, we gotta wait.
Yeah, they almost got caught again.
Yeah.
But the cooking finished. They cooked the food and then they ate their lunch. And then like Soo-young was like, oh, I'm gonna get seconds. And if she gets up to get seconds, Jae-soo was like, oh, can you give me some too?
But Jae-soo stopped eating and go, did you guys know that we are cooking dinner in 2 hours? And Soo-young goes,
yeah, no. Jae-soo goes, Jae-soo eats it. He's like, oh, it's so good. And they're like, how? And then Soo-young was like, how come you're not eating a lot? And Jae-soo was like, oh, well, I can't eat all of it right now. And then he goes, yeah. He's like, yeah, I want to eat a lot. It looks good. But I know that we're going to have to eat dinner in 2 hours. And then Soo-young goes,
like, this is my second meal. She just like stopped eating. I can't. And then they go on to choosing team again. And then they couldn't, like, it wasn't even. And Jae-soo was just like, Jae-soo gave Ki-young the signal, like, sit. And then Ki-young just sit.
You guys remember how they picked teams and stuff. So Jae-soo gives out questions and then it depends on who says yes or no. And the last day, Jae-soo had kind of like used up all the questions. And when he got to his last one, I've seen a ghost before. Mm-hmm. And only 3 people sat down. And Jae-soo looks at Ki-young and kind of like gives him a nod. And Ki-young just goes,
oh, I've seen one before I said. And he goes, okay, the teams are decided. So they split into team, and then it was
team yellow Corvina,
and then team Songgong. And then they had to play foot volleyball first. Yep. And then the first team to score 10 points win. And so they kept going back and forth. And then eventually, we have like Chang Dong-young making mistake, not understanding what to do. She'd be stopping Sok-han, throwing the ball in accidentally, not getting the ball over the net.
Soo-young's grabbing the ball, throwing it over.
She's like grabbing it, full turn circle, and then throw it over. And all these things like that. Oh, airplanes. And so, with that concluded, they went on to the next one, which is like question games now.
Yes.
And then when the person trying to answer the question gets it wrong, the person behind has to keep splitting their legs to do splits further and further apart.
At some point, they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, so you have to be very careful on answering the questions.
Yes.
And they start off with like this painting first, and then Soo-young was like, the armpits of women.
It was a famous painting by Picasso. And they didn't know. So
he's like, Lino Unabi when he met Leonardo da Vinci.
He's like, oh, Van Gogh. They're like, nah, it's not it. He goes,
oh, Vincent.
Vincent.
And they're like, Vincent
yeah,
Van
Vincent
Gogh.
is the same person.
Vincent Van Gogh is one person.
Leonardo Vinci.
They're like, Leonardo da Vinci. So they kind of like saying all these things, and eventually it was too hard for them to do that. So Jae-soo gave them different questions, which was superhero movies translate the English title translate into like Chinese, kind of like Korean. So basically, I had to explain this to Ajashi. He didn't get it. So our words, we understand it this way, but when it's for them, they have a specific word that means that,
right.
or a term that in general means that. Like for us, we call it Superman, but for them, it makes sense to them that it's Superman in Chinese. But when the literal translate to us, it means superhuman. So it's kind of like that, and so. It also kind of means the same thing to Korean too. So they had to take the English title and translate it to Korean/Chinese. Yes, the word was Doctor Strange, and like Seo-hyun and Song-kang was going up against each other, and like they didn't understand what the word strange meant to translate into their language.
Because guys, like for a lot of guys who don't know, a lot of English words don't exist in other languages.
Yeah.
We just create them because we like to have fucking words for everything.
Yeah, so...
But they don't, and so what they do is they use other words...
that has similar
along
meanings.
with like a... kind of like an adjective type of word, and then like they combine it together, and then it makes the same phrase for us.
Yeah.
So for us, Doctor Strange, for them, since they don't have a word called
Strange. And the word doctor
Right.
in general to China is professor.
Right.
So the answer was
Bizarre professor.
bizarre professor.
So obviously we have the word bizarre
and professor.
and professor, but then we don't call him Dr. Bizarre because
His last name is Strange.
right, because you know we like to say that some things are bizarre and some things are strange. And
Yeah.
they're obviously two different meanings, but really, I mean, it's the same meaning.
Yeah. But yeah, so like Song Kang and Sehyeon did not understand what the word strange translates
Yes.
to their language. So those two were repeating each other's answer.
Like idiots.
Idiots and
Calling each other idiots.
calling each other idiots, going back and forth. And Chan Dong-yeon was like, "Sokanga, I called you this word before." And then Sokang goes, "Oh, bizarre doctor." And Jesse goes, "No." And he goes, "Bizarre teacher." "No, another word for it." And then like he just gave up, and Sehyeon got it right.
Yeah, Sehyeon got it. He got it right. He said bizarre professor.
Yeah. And then pretty much they move on to like the next superhero movie, and then it was Captain America.
Yeah.
And it was Ki-young versus Sang-ho.
Wow.
And like Sang-ho was like, "Okay, I don't know anything, so I'm just gonna guess, and I think my team's gonna have a hard time." And so Jason goes, "Translate Captain America into Chinese," and he goes, "Migu, the American leader,
Yeah, he goes Migu something.
Migu Sanjan, something
Yeah,
like that."
Migu something. And then boom.
It's like
Jason
ding,
goes
ding,
ding
ding,
ding
ding,
ding
ding.
ding. He got it right.
Everybody was like,
And in a way, it's kind of like Sang-ho just took it as okay. Well, American,
Literal, yeah.
literally what American Captain America can be in our language.
Yeah.
You know,
American leader.
American leader. And
Yeah. And so, you know, they played that, and then it eventually they win hints and stuff like that, and then we end off with that for
Yeah,
the
they-
episode.
So we just kind of end off there. They go look for more clues. And
They're gonna play more games.
They're gonna play more games and stuff, and then they're going to. They're kind of hinting that in the preview that not everybody knows
what the hint
what the
is
hint
for.
is. So it's that difficult, I guess, for the members.
Yeah, like Chan Dong-yeon was crying, and Sang-ho was just like, "I give up.
Yeah.
I give up. This is too hard."
Yeah.
But yeah, there's gonna be more comedy of them playing game indoors next week, and all these sorts of things, and we will see who wins the last $10,000.
Yep.
Yeah, really excited. I really don't know who. I don't know who hit it, and I don't know who to pick that is going to find it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna find it.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be too confused and they're just not gonna find it.
You never know.
Because the clues are kind of random.
Yeah, you never know. Someone might just be able to piece everything up.
True.
Yeah. But yes, we do have reactions after this, so do watch reactions after this.
It's gonna be in the top right corner.
Yeah, it's gonna be in this area right here. But yeah, that is it, and we will see you guys for the final episode for Village Survival Season 8 next week.
Yes.
And that's it.
Alright, guys.
Bye bye.
더 드릴까요?
그리고 조금만
아예
수영 씨.
네.
어우 수영 씨는 저 산타클로스 같아요.
미라클
Merry Christmas.
누구세요?
루돌프. 야, 그냥 루돌프.
약간 먹이 누구세요?
아니 저 선생님. 아니 얘가 기분이 나빠. 올라갈 거야. 아니 주시할 때
She's like, oh my god, I forgot that.
Dinner.
In 2 hours. Fuck, I'm gonna throw up.
10만 원에 선발자 다양할 수 있는 힌트 로고 획득을 위한 게임치가 시작을 보기 전에 여러분들 팁을 나눠야 돼요. 오늘 봤었어. 제가 기억했고.
This is I ran out of questions. And we take any longer, you're gonna have to eat soon.
저희가 준비한 거는요. 온몸 좋습니다. 온몸
됐어요.
온몸 좋고 우리 남자분들 그냥 좋기만 해가지고 여자분들은 온몸이 다
Second one saw that.
Oh,
팀 이름 정해주세요.
it's Running Man style.
오.
둘팀
왜 펄치 써?
아,
예,
제시대 김치국.
불비 불비
김치국. 안녕하세요.
저희는 소모공팀이에요.
송고. 송고.
어렸을 때 분명히 소모공이었어요.
아 그래요?
예.
좋아요. 손오공대
손오공?
자 응원 한번 해볼게요. 응원.
송고.
좋습니다.
지기 잡아 저거.
아 좋네. 이 정도는 돼야지. 다시 한번 보자. 불비. 응원 좀 춤추고 느낌 안 돼요. 응원 좀 춤추고 느낌. 예, 자 시작.
지기.
Yeah. Throw it over.
이러고
I can't.